different approvals that Amtrak has to grant, and we now have 26 of them. But the proof is in the pudding, and number 27 would seem to be the critical one that we're finding ourselves unable to get.
Pete, we've paid for the right-of-way. It's the actual physical engineering of it.
But we already have right away.
It looks like we've got that, the 600,000.
The town already,
We don't have a legal right of
well,
way.
I'm planning it.
We don't have a legal right of way there. We have a pipe that's been going down to the river for decades. But now that we want to do work on it, we want to put a bigger, better, newer pipe in there. They are quite aware we're trying to do that, and now we need the right of way.
The critical point is the actual physical engineering of it. You gotta run under the tracks, and actually, the way the proposal looks right now is you gotta go between two houses that are down there. So it's, what we're hearing is the concern is that Amtrak is concerned that whoever does the actual job has to be trained appropriately to perform the task to do that. There's other factors too. When a train comes down that, because it's an active railroad, when the train comes down, all that stuff's gotta be pulled back. So you've got to work around the train coming back and forth. So there's a lot of little things there. My concern is, and I hope I'm wrong, is that Amtrak, is that the job is hard to do. It either can't be done, the technology doesn't exist to do it, to do the wider pipe through there, or we're led to believe that Amtrak is such a massive bureaucracy that it gets grinded to a halt, although we've got about 21 out of the 22 approvals, that they can't just do the other one. Either one's an unacceptable thing. This should have been, in my opinion, should have been realized, or should have been dealt with before this construction started. That would be job one, to take a look at that. Make sure that the technology was there and the right-of-way was there. To me, it borders on, I don't know what it borders on, but it should have been done one of the first things you do. When you buy a house, you do your meets and bounds. You figure out what you can and can't do, and you look at the technology. This was job one, so I'm a little concerned about the lack of response from Amtrak on this. And I think everybody else should be too. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we'll find out before 8 o'clock that Amtrak's fine and we're going to take care of it. But it hasn't happened yet.
Tracy, I'm glad to hear that something is being done with CFAC. I think they could be a very good integral part of whatever rate structure is developed if they're reconstituted quickly enough. Fee increases for sewer in April, I believe.
The public hearing will be in April, the actual resolution will be in April.
I hope you said today that there's trying to be AUD submitted
We have
by March 31st.
by April 1st. We've instructed our controller that we don't want to go apply for the May 1st extension. We want to April 1st.
Okay, it would be nice for you to have that, and for the town people to take a look at it prior to the rate setting.
I agree.
I'm wondering if there's any chance that the state controller's audit will be concluded in time. That makes that a phase, well, and I don't know what kind of audit they did, but if they put their stamp of approval on whatever fund balances they exist. And you mentioned the mitigation fees. I wrote the controller about the mitigation fees in the use. So hopefully that could all be resolved before you get into rate setting.
Well, we're anticipating getting that report in March, but in a kind of cryptic message that our controller gave me, he said, well, we kind of pushed the GEIS fees to the side and they weren't part of the audit, which is a nice way to protect yourself.
Well, it should be resolved some way because, I don't know how much was used to repay the interfund borrowing, but,
I'm also not sure how those fees would have been able to be pushed aside like that because there were people, including myself, who actually sent a letter to OSC and specifically asked them to look at that. So I seriously hope that that wasn't true. That they were pushed aside and not made part of the audit. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, we'll see what.
Because if citizens write in, and especially a board member writes in, they have to look at it. They have to address it as part of their questions from the public.
one could hope.
Well, and Pete, whatever they come in with, when we see the scope of the audit, we're going to immediately turn around and request the state controller to come back and report. I want the whole place.
Lock them in,
What's that?
lock them in while they're here.
Yeah, I want the whole operation already.
Okay. Financial audits for 2014 and 15. Any chance of that being, undertaken?
Get what,
Getting undertaken, financial audits,
um,
financial statement audits, CPA from?
yeah, I don't know where we are with that.
Oh, it's just something nice to have. You said DFC wants to know what kind of fee increase.
Yeah, what kind of rate increases, yeah.
Okay. Tax and fee, or just tax?
At this point, fee, not tax, but fee.
Because I think it's foolhardy, in my personal opinion. To count totally on fee.
Yeah, we're not going back.
Taxes, yeah, as I said, time to time are deductible for those right now, so there's a subsidy there. Used to be, and you could probably do it, at one point in my state where I was involved in government finance, municipal financing, it's just government debt, that's the overall name. And the borrower would actually pledge revenues that would be set into an escrow, the amount of debt service, sufficient to pay the debt service would be stripped out. And these would come out of tax revenue, that would be stripped out, and then the borrower gets the rest to play. That's a sure way to do it.
Yeah, now, Pete, I think you and I agree that in the normal course of events, user increases should go to operation and maintenance. Taxes should fund capital improvement and debt service. We just don't have that position here.
That's what-
But we're not going to try to raise the whole $700,000 from the user increase. But I'm not going to say here, if anybody's listening, you didn't hear me say this, we're going to have to do something through the tax. And the difference is that the tax is, you can project the tax. You raise tax, you know exactly what revenue you're going to get. There are fees, people drop down below the minimum. There are all kinds of things that can go wrong with their projections, but with taxes, people can deduct them and we can budget more certain than minimum.
And because the county did hold the town harmless for unpaid taxes.
That's right.
So,
And Pete, one more thing on that, just to be clear, what we're going to do here is impose a surcharge. So it's kind of a hybrid, if you will. Because what you have is on your bill, you're going to get a surcharge for the payment of the wastewater treatment plant. We want to be transparent about what part of that is going to be used to pay that.
Is that whether you're a user or not?
If you're not hooked up to the sewer system, this won't affect you. It's a user fee increase. So if you're accepting.
a one-shot surcharge or a continuing?
No, it's going to be a surcharge for 30 years.
Okay. The disparity between general sewer and water district and the calculation of the tax on funded versus assessed.
Right.
That can be the thing we're all, there could be
Well,
some monies to be had, as I indicated in my article, is, I pay more than Dunkin' Donuts
yeah.
in water and sewer taxes, because I got more funds.
Well, the one thing for the,
So,
the one thing that we had to deal with in this whole thing, and I'm sorry to bore people with this stuff, but I think it's really important. You pay your sewer charges in two ways. You pay on your property tax bill, there's part of the tax that is assigned to sewer. In 3 of the districts, that is calculated on an ad valorem basis, which means that there's a certain dollar figure per $1,000 of assessed value, and they calculate your sewer charge that goes into your property tax bill. In the general district, they do it by front footage on a public thoroughfare. So Dunkin' Donuts on Columbia Turnpike is making a killing because they have short front footage and their rate is being calculated that way. The one thing we try to do, because people are paying both of those taxes, is we try to understand what the rate is that people are paying in each of these districts up front. I took 100 random tax bills. I had Tony run 100 random tax bills on the general district, and I converted them to ad valorem to see, where we are, how that compares. And, it's not scientific because the range is pretty great. But the way it came out is in Third Avenue District, you're paying 90 cents per $1,000 of assessed value in your property tax bill up front. In Couse, you're paying 64 cents. And the average in the general district was between 78 and 90 cents. So it wasn't way out of line. If you want way out of line, it's $2.11 in Hampton Manor. For people who think they're paying for Hampton Manor, I hear this all the time, knock it off. We're paying for ourselves dearly. But so we tried to look into that. The long-term solution seems to be to create a single sewer district, put everybody on the same footing. And that's where the Delaware study would lead. But in order to put everybody, the work that would be required to put everybody on the same footing in the same district would take years. But once we do this increase and we get through it, we're going to start looking at how we do that. Because the system's screwed up. Each district has its own history. They're different ages, they have different debt service, and people in district carry the debt service for their district. That's why, Couse and Third Avenue are paying $2.57 per 1,000 gallons, where the general is paying $1.42. So that discrepancy will change some.
Okay, you mentioned the Rensselaer County Water and Sewer Authority's sewer debt.
Yes,
There's also water debt
yes.
that the town has through them. If it's at the same rates, has anyone approached, filed thoughts about somehow refinancing?
Yeah, we're looking
I
at.
know you're looking at refinancing all sewer debt.
Right, well, we're looking at two options with that whole loan. One, we're looking to see what, if anything, we can roll into the 2% permanent financing. But the other thing is, failing that, and we're having people look at it, but failing that, what we're going to try to do is refinance that whole loan, because we can do better than 5%.
Yeah.
And so we can get some relief from refinancing that. Wells Fargo has a loan, there'll be penalties, so we'll have to calculate it's worth it. But we're going to try, those are the two options for refinancing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Did you say sewer surcharge and raising rates? I missed what you
Well,
were-
no, what we're talking about is you have rates, and you have the property tax, the part of your property tax that goes to sewer.
Oh, okay.
What's going to be imposed now is a surcharge, which will be user-based, but it'll be specifically to pay for the debt service on wastewater treatment.
On the property taxes?
No, on your bill, your use bill.
That's what I'm saying. So there will be a rate increase and a surcharge.
Well, you're calling the same thing by two names.
Oh, I am. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I think the users are gonna get nailed the worst, because we're gonna get a surcharge, you have to pay maintenance and operation, and then you have to pay tax levy. So we get 3 times the hit for using water, whereas non-users are just gonna see an increase in tax levy. That's all.
Anybody else want to say anything?
I have more of a question about the water itself. Over the last 2 months, it might be 3 months now because time goes flying by, my water is getting harder to the point where it's actually affecting my skin and other things in our house.
Where do you live?
I live off of the Phillips Road,
Okay.
and I was wondering, did they change how the water, because we always had hard water, but it's gone triple hard.
I don't know. Paul, do you know?
No, it's the weather. The water hasn't changed.
Well, something's going on.
Something is definitely going on, and it's not just me, because I said, okay, it's maybe just me, and I talked to other people, and they're saying the same thing. The water has gone from being what?
Comes from the reservoir or the water.
Yeah. I don't know.
And as I said, it's been the last 2-3 months, something like that, and maybe right before Christmas, it started.
The city is going up the chlorine content a little bit.
That could be it.
That could be what's doing it.
It's a really bad, I
You can
mean,
smell, when you turn your water on, you can smell.
I can't smell, so I don't know.
Kathy, what you should do is call the water and sewer office, talk to Amy or Stacy, and they'll process that one.
Okay. How often do they test the water?
Oh,
What's that?
When do they test the water?
They test it once a month. Tommy takes samples all over the town, and he brings them to a laboratory and has them assessed every month.
I'm thinking Hoosick Bowl stuff.
yeah, let's not mention that. Yes, okay, this is the last time anyone's speaking for the second time. We gotta wrap this up.
Eventually, more and more businesses come in and more houses are being built. That reservoir isn't gonna supply the water. They might have to go back like they did 50, 60 years ago from the Hudson River where Rensselaer used to drink out of all the time.
Well, the good news is I won't be up in this chair.
Now, leave it alone.
Okay, that's the end of public comment, unless anybody has any emergencies. Okay,
Okay, resolution 37, 2016, resolution to approve meeting minutes. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular town board meeting held on January 20th, 2016 are hereby approved as submitted. May I have a second on
I'll
the
second that.
resolution? Thank you.
Council DiMartino?
Yes.
Supervisor Conlon?
yes.
Council Matters?
Yes.
Council Grant?
Yes.
Council Tierney?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to table resolution 38, 2016. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Mayor, please introduce resolution 39.
We have to vote on the table. I'm coming, I was right.
We have-
Supervisor Conlon?
Yes.
Council Matters?
Yes.
Council DiMartino?
Yes.
Council Grant?
Yes.
Council Tierney?
Yes. Okay, now 39, 2016. I am pleased to introduce a resolution commending Mark Mann for his service to town and country. Whereas the work of dedicated police officers is essential to the safety and well-being of our community. And whereas Mark Mann served the town of East Greenbush in the capacity of police officer for 20 years with distinction. And whereas Mark Mann also serves his country with distinction as a member of the United States Air Force, which service has included 3 tours of duty in Afghanistan. And whereas the conduct of Mark Mann in uniform, both as a member of the East Greenbush Police Department and the United States Air Force, is an inspiration to the people of our town and a source of great pride for this town board. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of East Greenbush congratulates and commends Mark Mann upon the occasion of his retirement and thanks him for his extraordinary service to our town and country. I'd like to move this resolution. May I please have a second?
Very proudly, I'll second that.
Council Tierney?
Wait.
Will there be any discussion on this?
Yes, I'd like to start. In addition to what we listed in this resolution, Marcus also serves on the Board of Education for our local school district. He's also volunteered as a Little League coach, and he's a very patient and positive coach, and the children were very lucky to have him as a coach, my son included. And I truly believe that our community is stronger because of Marcus' family. So I'd like to extend the thank you in this resolution to Mark's family for their support and their sacrifices. His wife Tina, his daughter Taylor, his son Zach, who are all here. I am honored to call you all my friends. So on behalf of my family, thank you very much.
Yeah, I thought.
Wait till you see us when we do the wave.
I'd also like to say something here, because one of the things that happens when you sit up here is, you take on this responsibility, and you have to make all these decisions, and there's pressure and stress and all that. But the other thing you get when you sit up here is a vantage point on a community. You get to come to understand the incredible people that live in this town, and the things that they do and that they've done. And Mark Mann is a bona fide, genuine, legitimate American hero. and I know I'm embarrassing, but the further I push that, because one of the attributes of a person like Mark is he doesn't do this for credit. He does it out of a sense of duty, out of a sense of honor, out of a sense of service. And we want to honor people as we go who do great things in the community. And honest to goodness, we could not start with somebody better than Mark. And I'm so proud to do this tonight. And also, once we pass this resolution, Mark, we have a presentation we want to make to you. And we want you and your family to come up here and have your picture taken. So if I haven't embarrassed you enough already, here we go.
Mark, thanks for everything. Tina, thanks for everything. Thanks for stopping by. I can't wait to see the photo when you get taken.
I just want to thank you for your service to the community and to the nation. And you're a great man, and I'm proud to have known you, and I'm proud that you work for East Greenbush. Thank you.
Counselor Kearney?
Yes.
Supervisor Conlon?
Yes.
Counselor DiMartino?
Yes.
Counselor Matters?
Yes.
Counselor Grant?
Yes.
Mark, did you guys come here? Come on, let's go. And come on, kids, let's go. There's no being shy at a time like this.
Or different.
So this is perfect. What we did here is we did this as a proclamation signed by the town board, and we want to present this to you. And thank you for everything, and being the media hound I turned into, I want a picture of all of you, so we could put it on the town website. Come on in, Tina. Tom's photo bomb. Look good?
Resolution 40-2016, a resolution honoring Nancy Q. Holt on the occasion of her retirement. Unfortunately, Nancy wasn't able to be here. I'd like to move this resolution.
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion on this resolution?
Yeah, I just want to say Nancy couldn't be here tonight, but next week there's a surprise luncheon for her, so keep this on the QP, and I will present her with the proclamation at that luncheon. And I second
You did. Okay. Any more discussion? Counselor Kearney?
Yes.
Supervisor Conlon?
Yes.
Counselor DiMartino?
Yes.
Counselor Matters?
Yes.
Counselor Grant?
Yes. Resolution 41-2016, a resolution stating opposition to the Kinder Morgan National Gas Pipeline proposed to be routed through Rensselaer County. Resolved that the East Greenbush Town Board does hereby declare its strong opposition to the construction of the proposed NED pipeline through Rensselaer County. I move the resolution. May I have a second?
I will second that.
Is there any discussion on this? Counselor Grant?
Yes.
Counselor Kearney?
Yes.
Supervisor Conlon?
Yes.
Counselor DiMartino?
Yes.
Counselor Matters?
Yes.
Resolution 42-2016, a resolution authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for bus transportation for youth programs. Be it resolved, the town board authorizes the purchasing agent to solicit sealed bids for the bus transportation for youth programs. May I have a second on this?
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Is there any discussion on this resolution? Counselor DiMartino?
Yes.
Counselor Kearney?
Yes.
Supervisor Conlon?
Yes.
Counselor Matters?
Yes.
Counselor Grant?
Yes.
Resolution 43-2016, a resolution to authorize an employee to attend the New York State Recreation and Park Society Annual Conference. Be it resolved that Jessica Lansing be authorized by the town of East Greenbush to attend the NYSRPS Annual Conference in Long Island, April 17th through the 19th, 2016. And be it further resolved that the town will pay for the lodging expense and conference attendance expense for this employee. Attendees shall advance the cost of transportation and meals and maintain the expense record accompanied by the appropriate receipts to be submitted to the controller following the meeting for reimbursement. I have a second on the foregoing resolution.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Any discussion on this resolution?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you don't know Jessica Lansing, she's trying to hide over here. She does a great job for us, and anything we can send Jessica to learn will come back to us in multipliers, because she's very smart, she's very dedicated. She gets the job done for this town, so we're not just trying to get her out of the office in 3 days and calm down.
This conference will benefit the town a lot.
I agree with everything you and Deb said, Jack. But I'd still like to question the budget transfer information that we received on this transaction. Jessica, it has nothing to do with you, and that was a trip or anything. This is just inside town business regarding money. In order for this to be approved, money has to be transferred from one account to another, and I'm concerned about the transfers, but without elaborating, I'm wondering if that was resolved, Jack?
The money transfer wasn't for this resolution.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
The money transfer was not for that resolution. That one, the money transfer.
No, there was a transfer for this resolution, but it basically has been resolved.
So what account is the money coming from?
Well, there are two accounts that the money is coming from for this trip. One is the senior programs, personal services.
Right.
The senior programs are being added.
That's not for this resolution.
Really?
Really.
Which one is it for?
This resolution is covered in the current budget. The
Did you see-
resolution where there's a budget